with 8 legs. But the woman not only doesn't despise him, she kisses and hugs his tentacles every day. The story guides the girl to a joyful beast world, with more than 8 times the number of men than women. As soon as she opens her eyes, she's surrounded by handsome men, all wanting to claim her belly. The handsome and wealthy merman says, "Our pups are so cute, don't you want to have them?" The unparalleled phoenix fox says, "Our pups are so lovely, you don't want to have them?" The dominant CEO dragon says, "Be a good girl and come to my den. Don't make me beg." They are this way because the male-to-female ratio has become an imbalance of 8 to 1. No matter how powerful a male is, he must rely on a female's spiritual power for comfort, which means doing primal things. Otherwise, they will lose control, turn into a crazed beast, and die early. For the protection of females, an unmarried female must have 4 or more protectors. A female with strong spiritual power will have a main partner, and can also have countless males as beast fathers. As soon as Luo Qinghuan arrives in this world, she chooses Ziling, the imperial god of war, Crown Prince Rong Ye, and the aloof Colonel Xiao Yi. At this moment, the rescued Luo Qinghuan walks out of the medical pod, and her feet slip on a shiny floor. Rong Ye and Xiao Yi are so scared that their faces turn pale. Rong Yi immediately transforms into a majestic white tiger, while Xiao Yi transforms into an all-white silver wolf to cushion her fall. At that moment, Luo Qinghuan's beautiful eyes widen, and her mouth hangs open. She's lying on Rong Yi's tiger back, her hands gripping Xiao Yi's wolf ears. She can see with her own eyes that Xiao Yi's ears are turning red. "You are beastmen?" Luo Qinghuan's heart beats fast, and she's still in a daze. "I want to wake up quickly. This dream is too absurd." The embarrassed Rong Yi quickly transforms into his human form. Xiao Yi follows suit, restoring his handsome and cool appearance. "Huan, have you forgotten? You're a beastman too," Rong Yi says, his golden eyes full of confusion. "Your Highness, it's probably because Luo was severely stimulated, which caused her to forget some of her memories," Xiao Yi says, worriedly explaining Luo Qinghuan's symptoms. "I wish I could be with her every day and protect her." In her room, Luo Qinghuan lies alone on a soft, comfortable bed, skimming through the electronic book on the new-style computer to quickly understand the rules of this world. The more Luo Qinghuan understands, the more frightened she becomes. She's horrified that her position in this world is so noble, and she's afraid that with so many beast fathers, her belly will burst. Suddenly, a high-quality imperial green jade in the room catches Luo Qinghuan's attention. She quickly picks up the pendant carved in the shape of a silver wolf. She feels a trace of spiritual energy from it and quickly draws it into her body. As the spiritual energy enters her body, her powerless spiritual power is miraculously restored. Although it can't compare to what it was in her original world, it's better than nothing. The news that Rong Ye had rescued a small female from the planet Shuimu spread like wildfire, exciting the people of the Zili Empire. They all felt that the beast god had shown his power and sent a small female to the Zili Empire. Even the royal family was alarmed. Emperor Rongheng immediately confirmed the news with Rong Ye and was very satisfied to learn that Rong Ye wanted to be the small female's protector. At the same time, she reminded Rong Ye to take care of her brothers, who were all from the same bloodline. This almost made Rong Ye lose control. For a time, all the major websites of the Zili Empire were talking about this matter. Luo Qinghuan, the protagonist of the story, knew nothing about it. She spent the whole night absorbing the faint spiritual energy from the pendant, cultivating her spiritual power to make herself stronger. One day, Rong Ye and Xiao Yi waited outside Luo Qinghuan's door from the early morning, just waiting for her to wake up. So when Luo Qinghuan opened the door and saw Rong Ye and Xiao Yi bowing respectfully to her, she was startled. "Did you two wait outside all night?" Luo Qinghuan rubbed her nose guiltily, which made Rong Ye and Xiao Yi look at her nervously. "Are you not feeling well? We'll take you to the medical pod for a checkup, okay?" "I'm fine. I'm hungry. Is there anything to eat?" Luo Qinghuan quickly changed the subject. They were too nervous around her. She saw that they were so good, yet they were so humble in front of her. She felt a strange pang of sadness for them. The surprised Xiao Yi quickly led the way. "I've prepared juice and bread for you." Xiao Yi's meticulous planning was noticed by Rong Ye, and a hint of jealousy flashed in his golden eyes. However, he hid it well in front of Luo Qinghuan. "Huan, when we get to the imperial capital, we'll first test if your spiritual power has awakened, and then we'll get you a household registration. We've already arranged everything with the testing and security departments, so it will be done quickly. Then, we'll buy you some pretty clothes. You should have what other females have, and you should also have what other females don't. Luo Qinghuan's face stiffened, and she looked at Xiao Yi and Rong Ye awkwardly. I don't have any money. Instantly, Rong Ye and Xiao Yi each held a card and gave it to Luo Qinghuan. Rong Ye quickly explained, you probably don't know, but protectors are here to ensure your safety and take care of your food, clothing, housing, and transportation until you choose your main partner. Luo Qinghuan's eyes widened. Is that how it works? Little did she know that many unmarried females chose their protectors as their future partners. As Luo Qinghuan and Xiao Yi arrived at the testing agency, just as Xiao Yi had predicted, Luo Qinghuan's spiritual power had not awakened. However, the staff members did not look down on the little female in front of them at all. Instead, they comforted her, telling her that some females' spiritual power awakened later, and that she shouldn't worry. Luo Qinghuan looked at the females in front of her. When they transformed into their beast forms, some were rabbits, some were snakes, some were wolves, and some were foxes. After the spiritual power test, some cried tears of joy, while others were dejected. He felt completely lost, thinking that this was all too surreal. For a moment, Luo Qinghuan was anxious. She wasn't a beast man, so her spiritual power wouldn't awaken at all. All the paperwork was completed by evening. Luo Qinghuan, under the protection of Rong Ye and Xiao Yi, went to the largest mall in the imperial capital, Yongku Mall, to pick out clothes and daily necessities. But they were surrounded by curious beastmen, who wanted to see what the female rescued by the crown prince from the planet Shuimu looked like. At the same time, she ran into another female, Shilan, who had awakened S-class spiritual power. Shilan had also seen the comments on the internet and had deliberately come here to run into Luo Qinghuan. Xiaolan wanted the beastmen of the Zili Empire to know that she was a female with S-class spiritual power, and this female, named Luo Qinghuan, was a useless person whose spiritual power had not yet awakened. What can he possibly compare to me with? What made Xiaolan even angrier was that she had always liked Crown Prince Rong Ye, but he had not only ignored her, but also became a protector to this useless little female. How dare he? Luo Qinghuan keenly sensed that Rong Ye's aura had suddenly changed, and even Xiao Yi nervously shielded her behind him. They were acting as if they were facing a great enemy. You're that useless person whose spiritual power hasn't awakened, aren't you? Xiaolan walked directly toward Rong Ye and Xiao Yi, pushing them away, and looked at Luo Qinghuan provocatively, her aura overwhelming. Who are you calling useless? Luo Qinghuan pursed her lips and smiled coldly, her eyes containing a hint of chilliness that made Xiaolan shiver. Of course I'm talking about you, useless! Xiaolan blurted out. After she said it, she realized she had been tricked by the useless person in front of her. She raised her hand and slapped Luo Qinghuan's face. Rong Ye and Xiao Yi quickly shielded Luo Qinghuan behind them, wanting to take the slap for her. Even with one of them having S-class strength and the other having sulfur monosulfide class strength, they couldn't lay a hand on a female. Otherwise, no female would ever be with them again. Seeing that either the Crown Prince or Xiao Yi was about to get hit, the surrounding beastmen couldn't help but gasp, but no one dared to step forward. Everyone, back away! Let me do it! Luo Qinghuan couldn't bear to see Rong Ye and Xiao Yi get hit because of her. She pulled them away with her hands and used her small stature to avoid Xiaolan's slap. Then, Luo Qinghuan quickly took a step forward and slapped Xiaolan hard across the face. She pouted arrogantly, not hiding the fact that she was very protective of her own people. Rong Ye and Xiao Yi were caught off guard and were shielded by the small Luo Qinghuan. They secretly swore that their lives belonged to Luo Qinghuan. You useless person! How dare you hit me? Xiaolan staggered backward and fell to the ground, holding her burning face. Anger rose in her heart, and her expression turned ugly. Luo Qinghuan blinked and smiled at Xiaolan. In front of everyone, you were the one who hit me first. Am I wrong to fight back? The beastmen gasped. 2 females fighting is too exciting. Xiaolan got up and wanted to fight Luo Qinghuan, but Rong Ye and Xiao Yi instantly transformed into their beast forms and attacked Xiaolan's beast fathers. One was a majestic tiger, and the other was a solitary silver wolf. They worked together seamlessly, beating up the 4 beast fathers Xiaolan had brought with her. Their beast forms were revealed, and their howls were endless. Luo Qinghuan saw blood on Rong Ye and Xiao Yi's bodies, and her face turned pale. She ran to them. "Rong Ye, Xiao Yi, are you hurt?" She was furious, and her eyes instantly turned red. She was too weak, which was why she had gotten them into trouble. "We're fine. It's their blood," Rong Ye and Xiao Yi said in unison. Luo Qinghuan's tears rolled down her face uncontrollably. She quickly used her limited spiritual power to check their bodies. After finding that they were not injured, her out-of-control emotions gradually calmed down. Rong Yi quickly knelt on the ground and pleaded guiltily. "Huan, it's my fault. Please punish me. I didn't protect you well and made you cry. I deserve to die." Xiao Yi followed suit and knelt on the ground, his eyes full of self-reproach. "It's all my fault? I shouldn't have been so weak and scared you. I'm sorry. Please whip me." At that moment, Xiaolan looked at Luo Qinghuan with a vicious expression. Her spiritual power instantly attacked Rong Ye and Xiao Yi. Her S-class spiritual power could not only be used to comfort her partners, but also as a weapon to attack males who dared to harm her. Sensing Xiaolan's intention, Luo Qinghuan immediately stood in front of Rong Ye and Xiao Yi. She used her limited spiritual power to separate Rong Ye and Xiao Yi from Xiaolan. Her spiritual consciousness directly attacked Xiaolan. "How dare she hurt my people? I'll make her wish she were dead." At the same time, for some reason, the spiritual energy in the entire mall surged toward Luo Qinghuan. As a result, Luo Qinghuan's body instantly absorbed a lot of spiritual energy. She quickly guided the spiritual energy into her body to refine her remaining spiritual power. Her spiritual power instantly increased greatly. In her joy, she didn't control her spiritual power, and it continued to press down on Xiaolan. Xiaolan had never taken Luo Qinghuan seriously, but at this moment, the other party's spiritual power seemed to be many times stronger than hers. She instantly vomited blood and fell to the ground. Luo Qinghuan, on the other hand, closed her eyes and formed a seal with her hands, guiding the suddenly dense spiritual energy into her body. After a few more cycles, her spiritual power finally returned. This left Rong Ye, Xiao Yi, and the surrounding beastmen in a state of shock. The powerful energy carried a shocking force that directly impacted the senses of the beastmen present. In a dark corner of the mall, a pair of purple eyes with a fiery glow stared at Luo Qinghuan. After looking at the unusual movement in her jade storage, he was deep in thought. He didn't stop anything from happening. Instead, he took out a more rare and precious jade stone and placed it outside for Luo Qinghuan to use. Rong Ye was the first to react. He quickly ran to Luo Qinghuan. "Huan, how are you? Are you feeling uncomfortable anywhere?" Luo, how are you? Has your spiritual power awakened?" Xiao Yi quickly came forward, wanting to check if Luo Qinghuan was injured. But he was drawn to the commotion at the entrance and couldn't help but look over. The person walking in was General Wu Yangzhu of the Empire, followed by important officials from various departments of the military. It was clear that their target was Luo Qinghuan. They weren't here to fight over her, but to protect her. At that moment, Rong Ye and Xiao Yi quickly shielded Luo Qinghuan, their faces serious. With their strength, they couldn't protect the little female. "Rong Ye, Xiao Yi, move aside!" "I won't hurt him. I want to save him. If we're too late, he'll die." Luo Qinghuan didn't want to make enemies and cause trouble for herself. As a newcomer, she couldn't be too ostentatious. She then reached out and used her spiritual power to heal Xiaolan. In the eyes of others, her actions seemed like she was using her spiritual power to heal him. That's not right. There has never been a female who could comfort a person's spiritual power without touching their body. Completely focused on healing Xiaolan, Luo Qinghuan had no idea that her every move was being watched by various powerful figures who had developed a strong interest in her. If she succeeded in healing Xiaolan, she would be a legendary figure. Even Yangzhu, who was striding forward, stopped his men with a gesture after seeing Luo Qinghuan's actions. Luo Qinghuan used her spiritual power to slowly enter Xiaolan's body. Her spiritual consciousness could clearly see that Xiaolan's spiritual consciousness had been severely damaged. She quickly used her spiritual healing technique, which turned into a green light, to repair Xiaolan's spiritual consciousness bit by bit. 15 minutes later, Luo Qinghuan withdrew her hand. Xiaolan, who had been on the verge of death, trembled, and looked at Luo Qinghuan, his eyes full of shock. "You saved me." Besides feeling very tired, Xiaolan didn't feel any other discomfort. When he saw that the person in front of him was Luo Qinghuan, he lowered his head in shame and didn't dare to look at her. "Xiaolan, I'll forgive your rudeness this time. If you dare to attack me again, I'll make you wish you were dead." Xiaolan was stunned. She didn't expect Luo Qinghuan to not make a fuss or punish her beast fathers. She watched helplessly as Luo Qinghuan was protected by Ouyang Jue, Rong Ye, and Xiao Yi as they left. They boarded the testing agency's aircraft, and Luo Qinghuan was quickly sent to the testing room. As Luo Qinghuan began to test her spiritual power, the high-ranking officials of the Zili Empire watched the entire process. They were nervous, but also had ulterior motives. If Luo Qinghuan really awakened SSS-class spiritual power, her safety would be of utmost importance. The data from the test showed that Luo Qinghuan's spiritual power exceeded SSS class and was close to SSS class, which excited the high-ranking officials of the Zili Empire. They felt that the beast god had shown his power and sent this small female to save the males of the Zili Empire. But a problem arose. The little female was very resistant to marriage. How could they make her accept the powerful males who desperately needed spiritual comfort? The official immediately announced that Luo Qinghuan was the youngest and only female in the Zili Empire, whose spiritual power far exceeded SSS class. At the door of the testing room, Ouyangju's eyes eagerly looked at the little female inside. His heart instantly felt alive. He held a high position, and for the sake of maintaining peace in the Zili Empire, he had been fighting on various planets for a long time. His loss of control value had now soared to over 60%, and if it continued to rise, his life would be in danger. "General, please give her some time. If you approach her rashly, she will be very scared." Rong Ye saw Ouyangju's intentions. When Luo Qinghuan got up and walked out, he decisively blocked Ouyangju. His golden brown eyes met Ouyangju's, showing no intention of backing down. Xiao Yi also stepped forward, standing side by side with Rong Ye. "The Crown Prince is right, General. Luo is small, do you understand what I mean?" The domineering Ouyangju, who had rushed here at the first opportunity, wouldn't change his mind because of the two males in front of him. So he ignored them and knelt on one knee in front of Luo Qinghuan. "Hello, I am General Ouyangju of the Zili Empire. I heard that your third protector position is currently vacant. I wonder if I have the honor of being your third protector." Rong Yi and Xiao Yi were immediately displeased, but they had to admit that their current strength was no match for Ouyangju. It was true that the little female needed a more powerful protector. "And a main partner? You're so casual about becoming my third protector?" Luo Qinghuan's eyelid twitched violently. She couldn't believe it. "You probably don't know how precious you are. I just want to sincerely ask you to let me be your third protector. In terms of strength, I have sulfur monosulfide class combat power, while they only have S class. In terms of power, I am the great general of the empire, and my status is no less than the crown prince. Luo, what do you think?" Ouyangju was so direct that he caught Rong Ye, Xiao Yi, and Luo Qinghuan off guard. The three of them quickly exchanged glances. Luo Qinghuan was heartbroken to find that although Rong Ye and Xiao Yi had a look of disappointment in their eyes, they both nodded at her. She was furious. "You think he's suitable to be my third protector?" Luo Qinghuan was extremely frustrated, but she also knew that after her spiritual power increased, they thought she had awakened sulfur monosulfide class spiritual power. At this moment, Rong Ye and Xiao Yi's hearts were filled with pain, but they also knew that if there wasn't a powerful male to protect Luo Qinghuan, she would be in great danger. Luo, these are all my personal details. Please consider them." Ouyangju quickly handed his personal information to Luo Qinghuan with a humble attitude. He then turned and left, keeping a certain distance from Luo Qinghuan. He didn't leave because he had to ensure Luo Qinghuan's safety. Now that the entire Interstellar Alliance knew that the Zili Empire had a female with awakened SSS-class spiritual power, the interstellar pirates would soon take action to seize the SSS-class female and turn her into their breeding machine using extremely cruel methods. Luo Qinghuan held the great general's information and was shocked the more she read it. Ouyangju's condition was very unstable. If he were to fight again, his loss of control value might soar to a dangerous level. Is your loss of control value also rising? Luo Qinghuan changed the subject. She used her spiritual consciousness to check their bodies and found wisps of gray-black mist on them. Could this be the reason for their loss of control? Rong Yi and Xiao Yi looked at each other and nodded repeatedly. If you're unwilling, we won't force you to do something you don't like. Rong Yi and Xiao Yi had a mutual understanding. They would rather die than force her to be their partner. Go home and find me some pure, colorless jade stones. They can't have too many impurities, Luo Qinghuan said. She knew that she needed spiritual energy to improve her spiritual power, and jade was the most spiritual, energy-rich item she had found so far. Yi nodded slightly. He was sharp and instantly remembered the strange phenomenon at the mall earlier. Let's go home quickly. Luo Qinghuan, who had a guess in her heart, was a little impatient. This scared Rong Ye and Xiao Yi, who quickly nodded and walked toward their aircraft. Ouyang-ju, who didn't understand, quickly followed them. Even though the Crown Prince had a security team, he still had people secretly protecting the little female to prevent her from being taken away by the interstellar pirates due to their negligence. Soon, Rong Ye and Xiao Yi brought Luo Qinghuan back to Union Manor. At first glance, Luo Qinghuan fell in love with the garden full of roses, the spacious grounds, and even the swing and pavilions. Do you like it? Xiao Yi, who was good at observing people's expressions, was the first to ask Luo Qinghuan. Luo Qinghuan nodded repeatedly. I like it a lot. Rong Ye was pleased and held out his hand. Let's go home. Luo Qinghuan generously placed her hand in Rong Ye's palm, making Rong Ye's heart skip a beat. She was willing to put her hand in his palm. In his excitement, Rong Ye transformed into a majestic white tiger and nudged Luo Qinghuan with his body, signaling her to ride on his back. Luo Qinghuan's eyes widened, but she wasn't scared. Instead, she was full of joy. The thought of being able to ride a big tiger made Luo Qinghuan think of the Persian cat she had raised in her modern world. At this moment, she treated Rong Yi as her cat and couldn't help but reach out and stroke his white fur. Rong Yi instantly became stiff. His eyes widened, and he looked incredulously at the little female whose hands were stroking him all over. A tingling sensation spread from the tips of her fingers to his limbs. Luo Luo, I want some too, Xiao Yi was furious. The Crown Prince is so shameless. How can he seduce Luo Luo like that? Luo Qinghuan came back to her senses and looked at Xiao Yi, her face flushed. Oh my god, what did I just do? The embarrassed Luo Qinghuan ran away. Rong Ye glared at Xiao Yi and quickly chased after her. The moment he caught up with Luo Qinghuan, Rong Ye transformed into his human form, scooped Luo Qinghuan up, and put her on his back. He then transformed into his beast form and said softly, "Don't be afraid, I won't let you fall." Rong Ye, your beast form is so beautiful, I love it. Luo Qinghuan hugged his neck so she wouldn't fall off and let him carry her as he ran through the garden. The scent of the flowers made Luo Qinghuan feel extremely relaxed. The little female said she liked his beast form. Rong Ye was overjoyed. He soared into the air and had a great time playing with Luo Qinghuan, which drove Xiao Yi and Ouyang-ju, who was secretly protecting Luo Qinghuan, crazy. Suddenly, Rong Yi staggered, almost throwing Luo Qinghuan off his back. His eyes instantly turned savage. Rong Ye! Rong Ye! Luo Qinghuan was startled. She reached out to touch his head, which scared Xiao Yi, who instantly transformed into his beast form, quickly flew toward Luo Qinghuan, picked her up, and retreated rapidly. Rong Yi let out a long roar that made the surrounding beastmen want to kneel. Rong Yi looked at Luo Qinghuan, and tears flashed in his eyes. But he resolutely turned around and ran toward the Zili Empire's Supervisory Bureau, which housed beastmen with high loss of control values. Luo Luo, don't go! Rong Yi's loss of control value is rising. He might hurt you. Xiao Yi was worried about Rong Yi, but was powerless. Besides a female spiritual comfort, there was no other way to help Rong Ye. No, Xiao Yi. I believe Rong Ye. He won't hurt me. Can we go find him now, please? Luo Qinghuan couldn't forget the look of despair and reluctance in Rong Ye's eyes when he left. She couldn't leave him alone. Xiao Yi, go get the Crown Prince back. I won't let Luo Luo get hurt. Ouyang-ju, who was secretly protecting Luo Qinghuan, couldn't stand the sight of her begging Xiao Yi. He appeared and said, "Why don't you go?" Xiao Yi gave Ouyang-ju a sarcastic look. If a sulfur monosulfide class male appears and wants to harm Luo Luo, Are you capable of protecting her? Ouyang-ju sneered, and a blue light shone brightly in his blue eyes. Then, like a frosted eggplant, the energy from Xiao Yi's sulfur monosulfide class spiritual power made him wilt. General, please remember your identity and mission, Xiao Yi warned Ouyang-ju. Xiao Yi looked at Luo Luo. I'll go bring him back. Xiao Yi, be careful. Don't get hurt. And don't hurt Rong Yi either. Luo Qinghuan wanted to go with him, but then she thought of the interstellar pirates they had mentioned and didn't want to cause trouble. The next second, Luo Qinghuan was scooped up by the big white tiger, who quickly flew toward Union Manor. Ouyang-ju and Xiao Yi followed without a second thought. They knew it was Rong Ye who had returned. His loss of control value was very high, and they were afraid he would harm the little female, who looked so small in contrast to his beast form. Don't follow me. Luo Qinghuan sensed that Ouyang-ju and Xiao Yi were following close behind. The big white tiger was so nervous that he almost crashed into the surrounding buildings while holding her. She used her spiritual power to speak to Ouyang-ju and Xiao Yi. At that moment, Ouyang-ju and Xiao Yi were shocked. They could clearly feel the deterrence from the little female. She looked so delicate, yet she could do that. Rong Ye, in his beast form, quickly carried Luo Qinghuan into a spacious and bright bedroom. The walls were made of jade, and the curtains were made of pearls. A large, soft bed was covered with a light purple silk quilt. The big white tiger rubbed his head against Luo Qinghuan. Luo Qinghuan followed his lead and walked to the window. She found that when she opened it, there was a garden full of strange flowers and exotic plants that looked beautiful and vibrant under the light. Rong Yi, is this my bedroom? Luo Qinghuan was overjoyed. She loved the feeling of being cherished. Right now, she was only focused on completing her mission and earning a lot of money. She had never been in a relationship and thought that men were troublesome creatures. The big white tiger nodded and patted the bed with his paw, signaling Luo Qinghuan to lie down. Luo Qinghuan's eyes were bright. She couldn't help but hug the big white tiger's head and gently stroke his white fur. She closed her eyes and used her spiritual consciousness to check the big white tiger's condition. She was shocked by what she saw. The gray-black mist inside Rong Yi's body was like a tangled ball of threads that couldn't be untangled. Outside, Ouyang-ju and Zhao Yi were worried about the little female's safety, but they could also see that Rong Ye, in his beast form, had no intention of hurting her. They quickly exchanged glances and decided to protect the little female's safety. If anything were to happen, they would only ensure the little female's safety, even if they had to kill Rong Ye on the spot. The royal family wouldn't blame them, especially when they saw the little female close her eyes. Seemingly using her spiritual power to comfort Rong Ye, they felt it was unbelievable. This works too? The little female in front of them seemed to have opened a new world for them. Luo Qinghuan tentatively used her spiritual consciousness to approach the gray-black mist. She used her spiritual power to create a white light to try to purify the gray-black mist. To her delight, she found that her spiritual power could purify the gray-black mist. Rong Yi's consciousness, in his beast form, slowly recovered. He felt the change in his body and clearly sensed that the little female behind him was wholeheartedly healing him. He believed it was healing and not spiritual comfort. In Rong Ye's mind, spiritual comfort meant that he would be with the little female as one of her partners, and they would do more intimate things. Half an hour later, Rong Yi returned to his human form, but Luo Qinghuan, who had used too much spiritual power, fainted on the ground. Instantly, Rong Ye, Xiao Yi, and Ouyang-ju cried out in alarm, "Huan Huan! Luo Luo!" They didn't fight over who would take care of the little female, but consciously gave way to Xiao Yi. He was a doctor, and it was most suitable for him to take care of the little female at this time. Xiao Yi quickly carried Luo Qinghuan to the bed and checked her body. He gave her a rejuvenating pill and performed a healing spell at the same time. At the door of the bedroom, Rong Ye and Ouyang-ju's eyes were dark, wishing they could take Xiao Yi's place in taking care of the little female. However, they knew that they couldn't replace Xiao Yi at this time. "Your Highness, go get some pure jade stones! Luo Luo said she needs a lot of them." Xiao Yi suddenly remembered what the little female had said on the way back to Union Manor. He thought that jade stones would definitely work. "Try this." Ouyang-ju quickly threw over a dozen golden core spiritual stones for Xiao Yi to use on the little female. The next second, the room became abnormal. Rong Yi quickly activated the bedroom's protective shield, completely isolating it from the outside world. They watched in shock as a faint white light appeared on Luo Qinghuan's body. The high-quality golden core spiritual stones that Ouyang Jue had taken out were actually working. They couldn't see the spiritual energy, but they could feel the energy fluctuations in the room. All the energy was surging toward Luo Qinghuan, just like it had in the mall during the day. Rong Ye and Xiao Yi were stunned. They also took out their own high-quality golden core spiritual stones and placed them in the room, wanting the little female to use them. They were her protectors, so it was only right for her to use their spiritual stones. What's Ouyang Ju to her? With the spiritual stones, Luo Qinghuan had a continuous supply of dense spiritual energy. Her depleted spiritual power and mental energy quickly recovered, and her spiritual power seemed to have reached a new level. Luo Qinghuan, who had absorbed too much spiritual energy, slowly opened her eyes and looked at Xiao Yi and Ouyang Ju. Her body was still wrapped in a gray-black mist. She blinked at them, and the meaning was obvious. She wanted them to transform into their beast forms at the same time, so she could give them spiritual comfort. Xiao Yi was fine. He had already transformed into his beast form earlier to attract the little female's attention. He transformed into his beast form and lay down next to Luo Qinghuan, rubbing his head against her arm. Luo Qinghuan was shocked when she saw the seductive merman in front of her. Her mouth hung open. "Oh my god, General, you're a merman?" She couldn't help but reach out and touch Ouyang Ju's beautiful fishtail. The blue scales on the tail shimmered, reflecting a colorful light under the lamp, filling Luo Qinghuan's eyes with amazement. "Do you like the scales on my tail?" Ouyang Ju's eyes flashed with a golden light. His icy blue eyes shimmered with a brilliant, mysterious, and seductive light. His voice became low, like the sound of a low-pitched piano key. Each word made Luo Qinghuan's heart tremble, as if she were enchanted. Luo Qinghuan nodded repeatedly. "I like it. I like it so much. Your tail is so beautiful, and the scales on it are so pretty." Her eyes were fixed on Ouyang Ju's tail and wouldn't move. Rong Ye and Yao Yi couldn't bear to look. Who would have thought that this was the same aloof and cold general, the same person who made the interstellar pirates tremble in fear? They looked at the flashy Ouyang Ju and regretted that they had lost the first opportunity. They had met the little female first, so why was this merman the one to attract her attention? Ouyang Ju's icy blue eyes were fixed on Luo Qinghuan. "Let me be your third protector. This fishtail and the scales all belong to you. If you allow it, I am willing to serve you as my wife." He continued to seduce Luo Qinghuan. Ouyang Jue was not above using his good looks to get what he wanted. Luo Qinghuan was mesmerized by the blue color in front of her and was about to nod in agreement when Rong Ye and Xiao Yi roared, "Ouyang Jue, don't go too far." After they roared, they felt regret and immediately knelt in front of Luo Qinghuan, quickly confessing their guilt. "Huan Huan, Luo Luo, we were wrong. You have the absolute right to choose." At that moment, Rong Ye and Xiao Yi were so humble, yet they were afraid that Luo Qinghuan would get angry and not want them anymore. Luo Qinghuan was heartbroken and quickly pulled them up. "What are you doing? Aren't we a family? Don't always squabble, okay? Also, please prepare some ingredients for me. After I give Ouyang Jue and Xiao Yi spiritual comfort, I want to eat something delicious." The embarrassed Luo Qinghuan felt like she had been caught with another man in front of her own men. "Okay, I'll go make it for you." Rong Yi secretly sighed in relief, and a smile appeared in his eyes. The little female hadn't driven him away. Xiao Yi also breathed a sigh of relief and looked at Luo Qinghuan with anticipation. "The little female is really so good. She didn't drive me away." Ouyang Ju's icy blue eyes were filled with the graceful figure of the little female. The closer he got to the little female, the more he fell for her. "Luo Luo, can you let me be your third protector?" The pleading Ouyang Jue didn't want to miss the opportunity to protect the little female. Only by being close to the little female would he have a chance to become her partner. "Okay, then Ouyang Ju will be my third protector. Is that okay, Rong Ye and Xiao Yi?" Luo Qinghuan suddenly felt that she was going too far. She had made the decision without consulting Rong Ye and Xiao Yi, so she quickly asked for their opinions. Rong Yi looked at the little female in shock. Seeing the guilt in her eyes, he quickly said, "Of course. Besides us, you can also choose a main partner and an unlimited number of secondary partners." Rong Ye's heart was sour. The little female was so considerate. He loved her dearly, but his strength was not enough to protect her well. He could only abandon his selfish thoughts. No matter what the little female did, he would support her unconditionally. Luo Luo, the right to choose is in your hands. As long as you're happy, you can do whatever you want. The gloom in Xiao Yi's heart instantly vanished. The little female is so warm, she even considers our feelings. These are all my properties. You can do whatever you want with them. Ouyang felt that happiness had come too suddenly. He showed his intentions directly. He didn't just want to be the little female's protector. He also wanted her to be his wife. Luo Qinghuan's eyes widened. She looked at Ouyang in shock. Aren't you afraid that I'll spend it all? Luo Qinghuan gained a new understanding of the beastmen in this world. They were foolish and rich, and they would willingly hand over their money without being tricked. Don't worry, even if you burn money every day, you won't be able to finish it. Besides, if it's gone, I'll earn more. You don't have to worry about any of this. Ouyang smile rippled in his eyes, making him look charming and making it difficult for Luo Qinghuan to look away. This was the first time Luo Qinghuan had truly been in contact with such a beautiful being as a merman. She couldn't resist his charm and was uncontrollably attracted to him. Xiao Yi, you come here too. I'll comfort both of you. Luo Qinghuan quickly made a list of the ingredients she needed and gave it to Rongye to prepare. She then prepared to give Ouyang and Xiao Yi spiritual comfort. Xiao Yi obediently lay down next to Luo Qinghuan, his eyes fixed on her. Luo, I'm here. He looked at the little female in front of him foolishly, thinking she was beautiful no matter how he looked at her. She was beautiful and kind-hearted. He was madly in love with such a little female. Luo Qinghuan nodded and placed her hands on Ouyang and Xiao Yi at the same time, making them feel excited. As her spiritual power brushed over their restless bodies, they felt like the tangled weeds had been cleared away. They felt refreshed and comfortable, and their faces showed a look of satisfaction and contentment. With the supply of spiritual energy from the golden core spiritual stones, Luo Qinghuan had enough spiritual energy to make her spiritual power last longer. The speed at which she purified the gray-black mist became faster and faster. Her healing spell also helped them repair their damaged meridians. Their complexions improved at a visible rate. 15 minutes later, the gray-black mist in their bodies was completely cleared, and their damaged meridians were also repaired by Luo Qinghuan. Ouyang felt that the discomfort in his body was gone, replaced by an inexhaustible power. His icy blue eyes became even more brilliant. Luo, thank you. I feel like my body has returned to normal, and there's not a single bit of discomfort. Ouyang quickly held Luo Qinghuan's hand and lightly kissed the back of it, observing her reaction. Seeing that the little female didn't mind, and even reached out to rub his head, his heart leaped with joy, and he wanted to roll on the ground. Xiao Yi, not to be outdone, rubbed his head against Luo Qinghuan. He felt like the power in his body was about to burst. He quickly ran out of the bedroom and toward the garden. Xiao Yi, what's wrong? Luo Qinghuan was startled and chased after him. Ouyang transformed into his human form and hugged the little female's slender waist. Be a good girl. Don't be afraid. He's about to be promoted. It should be sulfur monosulfide class. Sensing the power fluctuations on Xiao Yi, Ouyang quickly explained, afraid that the little female would run out and get hurt by Xiao Yi by mistake. Little did he know that Xiao Yi would rather hurt himself than hurt the little female. Rongye, who had just finished preparing the ingredients Luo Qinghuan needed, heard the commotion and quickly ran over, looking worried. Huan, what's wrong? Are you not feeling well? I had a lot of jade sent over. Do you want to use it now? Rongye watched as Ouyang shamelessly wrapped his arms around the little female's slender waist. He had the urge to chop off Ouyang beautiful hands. Luo is fine. Xiao Yi has been promoted. His strength has gone up a level, Ouyang said, his icy blue eyes shining brightly. The little female in his arms hadn't struggled to get away, and the spiritual comfort she gave was definitely different from the comfort they knew. It could increase a beastman's strength. This was an unbelievable ability. Once the interstellar pirates found out about it, the little female would be in danger and would be fought over by various forces. His strength has been promoted to sulfur monosulfide class? Rongye was stunned, completely dumbfounded, so Xiao Yi was really lucky. His strength increased so quickly after being comforted by the little female. We'll know for sure after he tests it at the testing agency. Ouyang nodded and made a gesture, having his people secretly protect Union Manor. He then reminded Rongye, Luo is hungry. Go prepare some food. Ouyang then patiently coaxed Luo Qinghuan. Luo, aren't you hungry? Tell Rongye what you want to eat and have him make it. Xiao Yi will be fine. Luo Qinghuan had checked Xiao Yi's body with her spiritual consciousness and found that he was fine, so she was relieved. It's good that Xiao Yi is fine. I'll make it. Your cooking doesn't suit my taste, and it's a waste of ingredients. Luo Qinghuan withdrew her gaze from Xiao Yi and followed Rongye into the kitchen, rolling up her sleeves and getting ready to cook. This scared Rongyi and Ouyang-ju, who quickly stood in front of her, begging for her punishment. Huan, Luo, if you cook yourself, we as your protectors should be whipped. In the Zili Empire, there has never been a precedent of a female cooking for herself. There hasn't been one before, and there won't be one in the future. Luo Qinghuan quickly put down her sleeves and pouted, frustrated. Then who of you two is going to cook? The famished Luo Qinghuan saw that the ingredients were very fresh, and she really wanted to cook herself. I will! Ouyang-ju quickly pushed Rongye aside and took the lead. Then you cook. I'll tell you how. First, clean the fish like this, and then add some seasonings to marinate it. Luo Qinghuan was very serious, and the great general of the Zili Empire listened even more seriously, even using his new style computer to record the steps Luo Qinghuan was saying. He would strictly follow the steps the little female said to make a delicious meal for her. Luo Qinghuan was completely stunned. She just had to use her mouth and watch Ouyang-ju prepare the ingredients. She hadn't expected Ouyang-ju's learning ability to be so strong. She had only told him the steps and the heat, and Ouyang-ju had made her favorite dishes perfectly in terms of color, aroma, and taste. Luo Qinghuan looked at the various dishes, and her mouth watered, especially the aroma of the boiled fish, which was simply intoxicating. Xiao Yi, are you ready? Come eat! Luo Qinghuan heard Xiao Yi's hearty laughter and shouted. This made Rongye and Ouyang-ju look at the little female with complicated expressions. Their little female was so good, she even called the males around her to eat. They were damn lucky. Rongyi looked at the dishes with perfect color, aroma, and taste, and his taste buds were tempted. He watched as Xiao Yi ran toward Luo Qinghuan like a gust of wind. He nonchalantly stuck his foot out and tripped Xiao Yi, making the human-formed Xiao Yi almost fall. Fortunately, Luo Qinghuan was quick and grabbed Xiao Yi, pulling him to prevent him from falling to the ground. But Xiao Yi, who also had 800 tricks up his sleeve, took the opportunity to transform into his beast form and rubbed himself against Luo Qinghuan, making her laugh like a silver bell. Rongye, who had failed to get what he wanted, clenched his fists and barely held back the urge to beat up Xiao Yi. Only Ouyang-ju, without a change in expression, held Luo Qinghuan's hand and pushed Xiao Yi away from her. Luo, try this. Is this the taste you wanted? Luo Qinghuan couldn't refuse Ouyang-ju's ice-blue eyes. She obediently opened her mouth and tasted a piece of grilled fish. The spicy, fresh, and savory flavor instantly opened her taste buds. Her eyes lit up. Yes, this is the taste. It's delicious. This is the taste. But you should all try a little first. If you're used to this taste, you can eat more later so you don't cry from the spiciness. Luo Qinghuan herself loved spicy food and meat, but she had to consider the taste of the three males in front of her. She regretted that she seemed to have overlooked what flavors they liked. Ouyang-ju volunteered to be the first to try the grilled fish. The spicy, fresh, and savory flavor opened his taste buds, and his tears uncontrollably spilled out of his eyes. He looked at Luo Qinghuan with a pained expression, gesturing for her to catch them. This was a rare opportunity. Xiao Yi, who was quick-witted, held up a bowl and caught the tears Ouyang-ju was crying. He was so happy that his tears turned into precious pink pearls. Luo Qinghuan looked at this in shock. This was too surreal. It was the first time she had seen a merman's tears turn into pink pearls. She felt guilty but was also amazed by the creator's power. Oh my god, Ouyang-ju, your tears have turned into pearls. That's amazing! Luo Qinghuan watched as Xiao Yi collected Ouyang-ju's tears, which turned into round and lustrous pink pearls. She was so excited. Luo, as long as you like it, do you want me to make them into a necklace and earrings? We can make a set. Ouyang-ju was subtly seducing the little female. He wanted the little female to wear his tears, which had turned into pink pearls, so that even when he wasn't with her, the things that came from him would be with her. Quote, yes, can you make the design? I'll design it myself, okay? Luo Qinghuan's eyes were shining brightly. She really loved the pink pearls. This was the first time she had seen a real one. The fox tribe is the richest in the Zili Empire. If we give it to them to make, they'll definitely create a one-of-a-kind piece of jewelry. Ouyang-ju wanted to make it himself, but he couldn't guarantee that the finished product would be to the little female's liking. The fox tribe? Nine-tailed foxes? Luo Qinghuan's eyes widened. The strange knowledge she was gaining was increasing every day. Not everyone in the fox tribe had such an opportunity. Only powerful fox tribes would grow 9 tails. Rong Yi also quickly tried to bite. The spicy, fresh, and savory flavor made his eyes light up, and he was overjoyed. Luo, if you don't want to entrust this to someone else, how about I learn how to make necklaces and earrings? Xiao Yi didn't want to see the little female look disappointed, and he especially didn't want her to fall into the hands of Yi Qingchen, the richest person in the Zili Empire. This can wait. Let's eat first, Luo Qinghuan said, not understanding why they had suddenly become so nervous. Xiao Yi was even going to learn how to make jewelry. Ouyang-ju secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Rong Ye's clenched fist slowly relaxed. Xiao Yi's tense body relaxed. Luo, the grilled lamb leg is delicious. I can eat it. Ouyang-ju quickly changed the subject and gave Rong Ye and Xiao Yi a deep look. Don't bring up the fox tribe. Quote, then you should try the grilled lamb skewers. Luckily, I made 2 different flavors. The roasted suckling pig is also good. Try it. The guilty Luo Qinghuan felt better when she saw Ouyang-ju eating the grilled lamb leg with a look of pure bliss. But the next second, Luo Qinghuan received 2 resentful looks. She didn't even have to look to know that it was the crown prince and the aloof General Xiao Yi. She had only added a piece of roasted suckling pig and 2 skewers of grilled lamb to Ouyang-ju's plate. Huan, Luo, they said, changing their perfect image from before. Their eyes were pleading, and their voices were a little seductive, making Luo Qinghuan unable to resist. You 2 have some too. Eat it while it's hot. It won't be good when it's cold. Soon, they were all full and satisfied. Luo Qinghuan went to the small garden to get some fresh air and take a walk to aid her digestion. The 3 males began to argue about who would protect Luo Qinghuan at night, with neither side willing to give in. Ouyang-ju looked at Rong Ye and Xiao Yi and reasoned with them. Rong Ye, Xiao Yi, among the 3 of us, I'm the strongest. Although Xiao Yi also has sulfur monosulfide class strength, he lacks real combat experience. Besides, you all know that the little female doesn't want to get married. Who would dare to force her? Rong Ye rolled his eyes. General, I don't like what you're saying. Xiao Yi and I aren't that secular either. Besides, with the security of Union Minor and the people you brought, can't we ensure the little female's safety? Xiao Yi, however, was very worried about the little female's safety. He took a step back. Your Highness, this is about the little female's safety. I think the general is very right. Everything should be for the little female's safety. Let him protect the little female up close, and we'll protect her from the outside. Ouyang-ju took the opportunity to add fuel to the fire. Yes, I promise you, Rong Ye and Xiao Yi, that I'll only protect the little female and will never do anything out of line. In the future, no matter who the little female chooses as her main partner or secondary partner, I will have no objections. The emotional Ouyang-ju only wanted to protect the little female up close. Over time, he would definitely become irreplaceable in the little female's heart. Rong Yi rolled his eyes and wanted to say, Ouyang-ju, you've put your intentions right on my face. But his own strength was not as good as Ouyang-ju's, so he could only swallow his anger. Xiao Yi was self-aware and was willing to back down, so they all agreed that Ouyang-ju would be in Luo Qinghuan's bedroom at night to protect the little female up close. Outside Union Minor, many beastmen had gathered. Some were there under the guise of protecting the little female's safety, while others wanted to take the opportunity to film the little female's daily life to attract attention and gain fans. Some of them had ulterior motives, using the excuse of filming the little female's daily life to quickly film everything in Union Manor. As for their surprise attack, it was to avoid unnecessary casualties. An SSS-class little female, who wouldn't want to have one? Especially the leader of the interstellar pirates, Huo Si-cheng, whose strength was close to SSS class. And his loss of control value was getting higher and higher. Currently, it has already reached 50%. If it exceeds the warning value, he will completely lose control. Therefore, when the Zili Empire officially announced that a female with awakened SSS-class spiritual power had appeared, he began to make plans. He was determined to get his hands on the SSS-class female. To Huo Si-cheng, he was the law. and the laws of any planet were worthless in front of him. He spoke with strength, which was why Ouyang-ju condescended to protect Luo Qinghuan up close. The Zili Empire quickly mobilized personnel to ensure the safety of the SSS-class female. They didn't dare to agree, but also couldn't fully guarantee that they could protect the little female from being taken away by powerful beastmen. Luo Qinghuan was completely unaware of all this. After a walk around, she felt that the feeling of being too full was gone, so she prepared to go back to her room to sleep. But she saw Rong Yi and Xiao Yi standing at the door, while Ouyang-ju followed her directly into the bedroom. "Ouyang-ju, what are you doing in here?" Luo Qinghuan knew that Ouyang-ju wasn't a pervert, but a man in her room made her uncomfortable. She did like looking at handsome men, as it was pleasing to the eye, but that didn't mean she could accept having a man in her room while she slept. Luo, you can just ignore me. I'm here to protect you." Ouyang-ju didn't want to explain too much. He simply made a makeshift bed on the floor next to the little female's bed and lay down, even striking a seductive pose as he stretched. Luo Qinghuan was completely flustered, her eyes wide. How am I supposed to sleep like this? She wanted to drag Ouyang-ju out, but it seemed she couldn't beat him. However, she forgot that in the Zili Empire, males didn't dare to use force against females. Sleep as you normally would. Ouyang-ju was amused by the little female's bristling demeanor, and his heart softened to the extreme. He really wanted to hug and kiss the little female fiercely. "The security system here is so good. I'll be fine. Please, can you go outside?" Luo Qinghuan took a deep breath, and then another. She was completely at a loss. Luo, I will unconditionally obey your other requests, but this matter is non-negotiable. Do you know what it means to have awakened SSS-class spiritual power? Ouyang-ju, with a furrowed brow, decided to educate the little female, lest she get carried away and get abducted while wandering around. "What does my awakening have to do with anyone else?" Luo Qinghuan pouted. She genuinely didn't take this matter to heart, and had overlooked the interstellar pirates and powerful wandering beastmen mentioned in the travelogues she had read. Once a female fell into their hands, they wouldn't care about her willingness and would force a connection with her, making her use her spiritual power to comfort them. Otherwise, the female's fate would be miserable. She would be tortured to death, forced to bear children for them, and even be tortured by powerful beastmen in turns. Of course it has something to do with them. Right now, the powerful males on every planet are in a state of high loss of control. S-class females, spiritual power can't completely comfort them. They are in urgent need of females with higher spiritual power, and you happen to meet their requirements. Luo, do you understand the serious implications of this? You mean they won't care about my willingness and will just use force? Luo Qinghuan was stunned. Yes, she had overlooked this. This was a beastman world, not a modern civilized country. That's right. Huo Xicheng, the leader of the interstellar pirates, is a three-tailed water lion. His strength far surpasses sulfur monosulfide class, and no one knows exactly how powerful he is. Ouyang-ju emphasized his tone, afraid that the little female wouldn't understand. Is a three-tailed water lion pretty? Luo Qinghuan was very interested in new and strange things. It was the first time she had heard of a three-tailed water lion, and her curiosity was piqued. She had no idea what a terrifying existence it was. Even a powerful being like Ouyang-ju wanted to kneel before the little female at this moment. Fine, the little female is focused on that. Ouyang-ju, his forehead aching, gave a bitter smile. His icy blue eyes stared intently at Luo Qinghuan. "If he abducts you, do you know what your fate will be? You'll be forcibly connected with a male and become a tool for him or more to have children, like an object with no freedom or dignity." The frustrated Luo Qinghuan quietly looked at Ouyang-ju, feeling a little dazed. What a terrible world this is, she thought. Ouyang-ju looked at the little female in front of him with a serious expression. "I won't let you be abducted." Ouyang-ju's strong desire to protect the little female caused the power in his body to surge dramatically. He instantly felt as if the power was going to burst him. Luo Qinghuan quickly took action. Her healing spell shone with a green light, and she guided the immense power to flow through his body while also training his meridians. He broke through his limit and successfully leveled up. At that moment, Luo Qinghuan clearly felt the change in Ouyang-ju. His eyes became even more enchanting. Even with his strong willpower, he was captivated by her eyes and couldn't look away. It was as if Luo Qinghuan had been enchanted by Ouyang-ju. She instinctively stepped forward and hugged him. Her beautiful eyes stared straight at him, and she tiptoed to kiss his lips. Ouyang felt the little female in his arms, giving off a fragrant scent, making him want more. The moment their lips touched, a tingling sensation spread from where their lips met and traveled through their limbs. Ouyang first kiss was gone, and so was Luo Qinghuan's. He stared at Ouyang. Her baby face flushed, her ears burning hot. Luo Qinghuan quickly bit her tongue to regain her composure. She pushed Ouyang away and threw herself onto the soft bed. "It's my fault. Please punish me." Ouyang realized he had offended the little female and slapped himself hard. He quickly knelt in front of Luo Qinghuan's bed, waiting for his punishment. Luo Qinghuan wasn't thinking about that at all. Her mind was filled with the feeling of kissing Ouyang. She felt a warmth in her veins, and the feeling was so wonderful. She didn't seem to resist it, and in fact, she wanted more. This made Luo Qinghuan feel that she had become a bad person. How could she have such dirty thoughts? "Oh, I can't face anyone now." Ouyang, who was kneeling in front of Luo Qinghuan's bed, waiting for punishment, said, Luo, please punish me. Don't torment yourself, okay?" Ouyang couldn't stand the little female tormenting herself like this. When Luo Qinghuan turned to look at Ouyang, her face was red, and she pouted in frustration. "Who said I was going to punish you? Get up now. Did you use a mermaid's charm spell on me? Was it on purpose or by instinct?" A hint of golden light appeared in Ouyang icy blue eyes. The little female is quite knowledgeable to know about a mermaid's charm spell. "But I really didn't use it on purpose. It was an instinct. Luo, when a male merman meets the female he likes, he will unconsciously display his charm. Do you understand what I mean?" Ouyang was trying to defend himself subtly, but he only made it sound worse. Especially when Ouyang saw the little female's shy and embarrassed look. His heart pounded, and the love in his eyes was impossible to hide. "Get up. The floor is cold. I like your beast form." Luo Qinghuan covered her face, her heart beating fast. She was afraid that if he was in his human form, she would be tempted to do something to him. The immense happiness made Ouyang dizzy. He stared blankly at the little female, his throat dry. "Can I sleep next to you?" Even in his beast form, Ouyang was content. Luo Qinghuan bit her lip, her face flushed. She didn't dare to look at Ouyang but reached out to pull his big hand. The atmosphere was intimate for a moment. Just as their eyes met, and they were about to get lost in the moment, the bedroom door suddenly opened. Rongye and Zhao Yi's eyes were spitting fire as they looked at Ouyang ready to fight him to the death. The embarrassed Luo Qinghuan quickly tiptoed and pretended to blow a non-existent piece of dust out of Ouyang eye. Ouyang got some dust in his eye, so I'm helping him blow it out. It's not what you think." "Yeah, that's right, just like Luo said. What's wrong with you guys? Is something wrong?" Ouyang was deliberately annoying, but Rongye and Zhao Yi clearly noticed the change in him. "You leveled up?" At that moment, Rongye and Zhao Yi were greatly discouraged, especially Zhao Yi. He had just leveled up to sulfur monosulfide class and was thinking that with diligence he would definitely defeat Ouyang. But now, Zhao Yi was depressed. This guy's strength had gone up another level, definitely to SSS class and above. The pressure from his aura was very intense. Thanks to Luo, I think it should be SSS class and above. Your Highness, why don't you stay with Luo while I stand guard outside? Ouyang who had benefited, glanced at Rongye and Zhao Yi. He felt that his and Zhao Yi's successful leveling up had a lot to do with the little female. If the little female hadn't been there to help him just now, even if his strength had reached that level, the power was too immense, and he would have been completely burst. Rongye looked at Luo Qinghuan anxiously. Huan, is that okay?" "Of course it is. Rongye, you come in." "Ouyang you go out." She gently pushed Ouyang and when their eyes met, her face became even redder. Ouyang took a long stride out of the bedroom, not forgetting to rub Luo Qinghuan's head before he left. Luo, Zhao Yi looked at Luo Qinghuan with a wronged expression, which made her feel like she was a jerk. What should she do when three males were fighting for her attention? "What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?" Luo Qinghuan went forward and reached out to touch his head. Zhao Yi knelt down by the door so that her hand could easily reach him. "This is a little blocked. Can you help me rub it?" Zhao Yi, in a moment of madness, ignored the warning looks from Rongye and Ouyang and blatantly fought for attention. "I'm sorry. I was wrong. Please punish me. Zhao Yi, realizing what he had done, instantly transformed into his beast form and obediently lay by the door, waiting for the little female's punishment. Luo Qingspain was stunned, and a smile slowly appeared in her eyes. Her soft, boneless hand then stroked Zhao Yi's beast form, running her hand along his clean white fur. Steve was so comfortable that he let out a low purr. He was so ready to be punished that he was surprised. Happiness had come too suddenly, and he felt like he was dreaming. Rong Ye quickly transformed into his beast form as well, and his meaning was clear. He was also uncomfortable and wanted the little female to stroke him like that. Ouyangju's eye twitched. He also wanted to be as shameless as them, but he couldn't. The scene was beautiful. A little female and 3 powerful males coexisted peacefully, with laughter filling the air. After Zhao Yi received the little female's special comfort, he obediently left the room and guarded the door, even thoughtfully closing it. In the room, only Luo Qinghuan and Rong Yi were left. Luo Qinghuan held his fox paw and walked to the bed. Rong Yi, I'm so sleepy. Can we sleep for a while? Rong Yi's eyes were full of doting affection. Knowing that she liked his beast form, he also consciously transformed into his beast form. Okay, sleep well with me here. Luo Qinghuan, yawning, wrapped her arms around the beast-formed Rong Yi and quickly fell into a sweet dream. Rong Yi gently touched the little female's head with his, a look of contentment on his face. He was wide awake. The residual energy from the golden core spiritual stones in the room was now being absorbed by the sleeping Luo Qinghuan. Although the energy was little, it was enough to quickly restore Luo Qinghuan's tired body and greatly benefit Rong Ye, who was holding her. He felt that his body, being so close to the little female, was undergoing subtle changes. After a good night's sleep, Luo Qinghuan woke up to find Rong Ye next to her. She was sleeping wrapped around him like an octopus. No wonder she slept so soundly last night. Rong Ye, sensing that the little female was awake, said, Huan, good morning. Are you hungry? What do you want to eat? You tell me, and I'll make it for you. It was a given that males would take care of a female's every need. I want to eat pan-fried buns and soft cooked millet porridge with some delicious side dishes. That would be perfect. Luo Qinghuan's mouth watered at the thought of pan-fried buns. She then remembered that this was a beastman world and instantly lost her appetite. Good girl, tell me how to make them, and I'll try. Rong Yi couldn't stand seeing the little female so disappointed. He didn't believe there was any delicious food he couldn't make. After all, he was the crown prince. Won't that be too much trouble? How about we just have tomato and egg noodles today? Luo Qinghuan lowered her expectations, not wanting Rong Ye to waste his time on these things. She wanted to make them herself, but that would lead to them being punished, so she had to give up on that idea. It's not troublesome as long as it's for you. Just tell me how to make the food you want, and I'll handle it. Rong Yi transformed into his human form and hugged Luo Qinghuan, giving her a light kiss on her forehead. His body instantly reacted, and he awkwardly got up and left the little female's bedroom. Luo Qinghuan blinked innocently, not understanding what was happening. She shook her head, picked up a pen and paper, and wrote down the steps for the food she wanted to eat, hoping Rong Yi would try to make it later. If not, she would just go hungry for a meal. Ouyang and Zhao Yi at the door looked at the innocent little female with worried eyes. She was too naive. What has that scoundrel Rong Yi done to the little female? Luo, your toiletries are ready. Do you want to go wash up now or later? Ouyangju brazenly stepped into the bedroom and asked considerately, Luo, what do you want to eat? Do you have the recipe? Zhao Yi's eyes shimmered with a willingness to serve her, making Ouyangju want to kick him out. Luo, here are the recipes for the food I want to eat. Zhao Yi, you and Rong Yi can make it together. Otherwise, it will take him too long and delay his work. Luo Qinghuan quickly got up, thinking of the many beautiful clothes she had bought yesterday. Zhu, can you go out? I need to change. The name Zhu made Ouyangju puff out his chest proudly. Good, she thinks of me differently. But because of Luo Qinghuan's Zhu, Zhao Yi's smile froze on his face, and the light in his eyes dimmed. Luo Qinghuan, knowing she had unintentionally hurt Zhao Yi, quickly tried to make up for it. From now on we're a family, so it's not good to just call you by your full names. I'll call you Ai and Eju, okay? At this moment, Luo Qinghuan understood the troubles of an ancient emperor. With such beauty in front of her, she had to treat them equally. Okay, you can call me whatever you want. I'll go check on the kitchen, Xiao Yi said, his heart pounding. He took the paper the little female handed him, feeling secretly pleased. Good girl, you change your clothes. After I'm done with the strength test, I'll go back to the office building. Do you want to come with me? Wu Yangzhu's icy blue eyes were full of tenderness. He was trying to get the little female to compromise bit by bit without a trace. Can I go? You're a great general, and the office building should be a military focus. Luo Qinghuan had to tilt her head back to see Ouyangzhu's face. He was so tall, which made her look even smaller. Of course, I'm your protector. Ouyangzhu puffed out his chest proudly, showing his charming demeanor. It was as if the word seduction was written all over his face. Okay, go out quickly. I need to change. Luo Qinghuan didn't want to be cooped up in Union Manor all day. She also wanted to go outside and see how prosperous the imperial capital was. Ouyangzhu quickly walked out of the bedroom and closed the door behind him. Full of thoughts of the little female's graceful figure, a certain part of his body instantly reacted. He annoyedly walked toward the bathroom, needing a cold shower. Soon, Luo Qinghuan changed into a lake blue dress. Estimating the time, she walked toward the kitchen and saw the three males working together, busy making the breakfast she had mentioned. Huan, try this. How does the pan-fried bun taste? Rongye, who had been busy all this time, finally made the first batch of pan-fried buns. He quickly picked one up, carefully blew on it, and offered it to the little female. Luo Qinghuan looked at the perfectly replicated pan-fried buns and smiled, her eyes turning into crescents. Ah yi, it looks so delicious! She took a bite, and the familiar savory flavor filled her with satisfaction. It's delicious, really delicious. Ai, Aju, you all must try it. Luo Qinghuan used her own chopsticks to feed each of them. The sweet smile on the little female's face infected the three males, making the corners of their mouths turn up slightly. Ouyangzhu suddenly remembered that he and Xiao Yi couldn't go for the strength test today. Once the news of their promotion spread, people would connect their promotion to the little female. The little female's situation would become even more dangerous. Being able to make a male's strength increase so quickly meant the little female was a target for enemies. General, did you think of something? Rongyi checked the little female's mind and, finding nothing amiss, took a bite of the pan-fried bun. The savory flavor was surprisingly delicious. Could it be related to our strength test? Xiao Yi also thought of this, and his face instantly became grim. Compared to announcing his strength promotion, he would rather be a useless person than have the little female be coveted by many beastmen. That's right, Luo can make a male's strength increase. Even if it's just a coincidence, people will suspect that our promotion is related to Luo. What will her situation be then? The big shots from all sides will fight over her. I'm afraid the powerful males among the interstellar pirates will stop at nothing to snatch Huan away. Rongyi's face turned ugly, and the pan-fried bun no longer tasted good. Your Highness, this concerns Luo. You must use your connections. Xiao Yi wanted to protect the little female at all times, but if he encountered a powerful male, he wouldn't stand a chance. S-class combat power was still too weak. I will resign from my position and apply to become Luo's bodyguard. Ouyangzhu didn't need to weigh the pros and cons. The little female was always his only choice. Me too. Rongye didn't hesitate at all. His combat power wasn't much lower than Ouyangzhu's, but he forgot that he was 2 ranks lower than him. Ajua! Ai! Stop being so paranoid. This is the imperial capital. No matter how powerful the interstellar pirates are, would they dare to break in? And Aju, you're not allowed to resign. Once you lose the title of Great General, let alone protecting me, you'll be sent away from me. Luo Qinghuan was frustrated. Was this the legendary love brain? Ai, you too. You must be a good crown prince. Only with supreme power can you protect the people you want to protect. Seeing the 3 males around her about to do something foolish for her, Luo Qinghuan became anxious. Ouyangzhu looked at the little female with profound eyes. He had to admit that what she said made a lot of sense. He was just worried about leaving the little female alone in the manor while he went to work. Great General, Your Highness, how about we take turns protecting Luo one day at a time? This way, we can ensure that there's always someone protecting Luo, not to mention the people protecting her in the shadows. Xiao Yi's hands were tense, and his heart was full of cold sweat. He couldn't imagine the little female being taken away. You all know that I'm different from other females, Perhaps heaven is blessing me. I'll find the jade stones and the golden core spiritual stones you mentioned as soon as possible, and they will enhance my spiritual power. Perhaps spiritual power can not only comfort but also kill without a trace, right? Luo Qinghuan's eyes narrowed dangerously. As an assassin in the modern world, she knew very well how to protect herself. She wasn't a fragile flower. On the contrary, she could kill without a trace while laughing and talking. Rong Ye's communication device rang. He looked at it. It was his assistant, Yan Rui. He answered the call, and his demeanor instantly changed. Yan Rui, what's so urgent early in the morning? Your Highness, the Empire's richest man, Ye Qingchen, has sent a visiting card. He wants to visit Lord Luo Luo. Should I refuse or set a suitable time? Yan Rui knew how anxious the Crown Prince was about the little female. As the Empire's richest man, he couldn't make the decision himself. Rong Ye looked at Luo Qinghuan. Obviously, he wanted to know what the little female thought about this matter. Perhaps the richest man could provide resources that the three of them couldn't. This temptation was too great to refuse, even for a normal person. Huan, you decide. Rong Ye handed the choice directly to Luo Qinghuan. The little female was so unique. He wasn't confident that the three of them could protect her well on their own. Let him come now. If I'm not mistaken, he probably needs spiritual comfort. However, my way of comforting males can be done without physical contact. The richest man was good, but she couldn't offend him. She had to make good use of him. Considering the feelings of the three males, she quickly added an explanation. Ouyang-ju held his breath, but he was powerless. It was true that Ye Qingchen had never failed to get what he wanted. He had the strength and absolute resources. The three of them couldn't do anything. Xiao Yi's heart was bitter, but he couldn't do anything. The resources they could give the little female were too limited. Yan Rui, let Ye Qingchen in, Rong Yi said, feeling a little deflated. At this moment, he hated himself for not being powerful enough. He was a dignified crown prince, yet he couldn't provide the best resources for the little female. Don't blame yourselves. The things I need are a bit difficult for you to get, and I'm not so foolish that I would help Ye Qingchen the same way I helped you, making him fully recover with just one spiritual comfort. Seeing that the three males seemed discouraged, Luo Qinghuan became anxious. In her heart, the three of them were always different, especially Rong Ye and Xiao Yi, who were the first people she saw when she woke up on this planet. Luo, you mean you can freely control spiritual comfort, and your spiritual power can attack people? Come on, let's do an experiment with me. Ouyang-ju was completely stunned. He recalled what the little female had just said, that her spiritual power could not only comfort males but also kill without a trace. He wanted the little female to attack him and see. Wouldn't that be bad? A Jew. It'll hurt a lot. You have to know that the spiritual power I awakened is SSS class and could be even higher. Luo Qinghuan was worried that she wouldn't be able to control her spiritual power and would hurt Ouyang-ju. She loved his beautiful merman beast form so much. It's fine. Let us know your strength. That's the only way to surprise the enemy at a crucial moment. Rong Ye and Xiao Yi also looked at Luo Qinghuan. They really wanted to know if what Luo Qinghuan said about spiritual power attacks was true and if it could really fight against powerful males. Okay, be careful. Luo Qinghuan's beautiful eyes narrowed slightly. She used her spiritual power to attack Ouyang-ju's spiritual consciousness directly. The next second, Ouyang-ju felt his body become uncontrollably suppressed, as if a mountain was pressing down on him. He couldn't even move, let alone fight back. As Luo Qinghuan tentatively increased her spiritual power attack, Ouyang-ju's face showed signs of pain, as if he was enduring an inhuman torture. Rong Ye and Xiao Yi were stunned. They stared blankly at the little female, who effortlessly used her spiritual power to attack an SSS class male, leaving him powerless. A Jew, are you okay? Did I hurt you? I only use 60% of my spiritual power. If I had used my full spiritual power, you would have been a corpse by now. Luo Qinghuan smiled faintly. Her smile was so sweet, yet it sent a shiver down Ouyang-ju's spine. He felt that the power that had been restraining him and making him feel so uncomfortable was gone. He felt like he had been saved from a disaster, which made him a little dazed. I was clearly on guard, but you completely ignored my defenses and made me powerless against your attack. My spiritual power crushed your defenses. In other words, you have SSS class combat power, but your spiritual power doesn't match it. Luo Qinghuan didn't know how to explain it. It was actually reasonable. Males pursued powerful combat abilities, but they didn't have spiritual power, so they couldn't resist a spiritual attack. Ouyang-ju, Rong Ye, and Xiao Yi looked at each other. Now that their little female was so powerful, they felt much more at ease. Luo Luo, if you were to face a higher-level male, do you have the confidence to attack them with your spiritual power? Ouyang-ju thought of a possibility, and his expression was relaxed. As expected, the little female he had his eye on was so unique. I don't know, but no one can hurt me. I have other ways to escape besides spiritual attacks. Luo Qinghuan didn't want to reveal too much for now. She was afraid that if she said too much, she would scare the three handsome males in front of her. Ha ha ha, good Luo Luo. We're your guardians and we're so proud of you. Ouyang-ju ignored Rong Ye and Xiao Yi's warning looks, walked over to Luo Qinghuan, and gave her a big hug. Remember, I'll protect you with my life at any time. Ouyang-ju's icy blue eyes were filled with love. His love for the little female was deep. Ah, Ju, I just want all of you to be alive. Luo Qinghuan's heart was stirred. She could clearly feel Ouyang-ju's love for her, as well as Rong Ye's and Xiao Yi's. Okay, Ye Qingchen is here. You can see him in the living room, and we'll be right next to you if you need to call for us. Rong Yi saw that Ye Qingchen had arrived. When he rang the doorbell, he opened the door and let Ye Qingchen into his territory. He felt like he was letting a wolf into the house. Okay, don't worry, I'll be fine. Soon, Ye Qingchen slowly walked into the living room and saw the little female sitting on the sofa with a faint smile on her baby face. The three guardians were not next to the little female, which surprised him a little. Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Ye Qingchen. I've come here today with a request. I wonder if Lord Luo Luo can help me. Ye Qingchen was very humble. He took out the test results from the testing agency, which showed that his loss of control value was as high as 75%. If it went any higher, he would completely lose control and be beyond help. You need spiritual comfort. I will give you spiritual comfort. All you need to do is give me the things I need in return. Are you willing to pay? Luo Qinghuan didn't waste any time and directly stated that she would give him spiritual comfort in exchange for the payment she needed, without mentioning any other conditions. Lord Luo Luo? Ye Qingchen looked at Luo Qinghuan in shock. Are SSS class females so easy to talk to? Are you unwilling? Luo Qinghuan was a little surprised, but overlooked the fact that people in this star system believed that spiritual comfort could only be achieved through intimate contact between a female and a male. Willing, of course, I'm willing. But Lord Luo Luo, are you really willing to give me spiritual comfort? Ye Qingchen was overjoyed. Things were going so smoothly that he felt like he was in a dream. Mr. Yi, you misunderstood. I can give you spiritual comfort without physical contact. Luo Qinghuan's forehead ached at the thought of the spiritual comfort methods here. No physical contact needed. No wonder the little female's guardians were so at ease and let her meet him alone. That's right, this is the payment you need to make for each spiritual comfort. You'll be fully healed after 3 treatments. Luo Qinghuan wrote a list and handed it to Ye Qingchen. The golden core spiritual stones and jade she needed were all high quality, and no one else but him could afford them. That's to be expected, Lord Luo Luo. I wonder if you would be interested in cooperating with my Yi's group. Ye Qingchen quickly responded and revealed his ultimate goal for coming here today. He thought the little female was so smart that she wouldn't refuse him. Cooperation? The surprised Luo Qinghuan looked up at Ye Qingchen and saw that the man in front of her had red hair and a pair of beautiful purple eyes. His charming peach blossom eyes made him even more stunning. She suddenly wanted to see what he looked like in his beast form. In a moment of impulse, she said, "Can you transform into your beast form? It will be much easier to give you spiritual comfort." Luo Qinghuan quickly found a perfect excuse for her sudden request. She closed her eyes and scanned Ye Qingchen with her spiritual consciousness. Ouyang-ju, in the shadows, cried out, "Oh no!" The little female had clearly taken a liking to this cunning and flamboyant fox. He was so frustrated that he punched the wall. Ye Qingchen's ears turned red. He quickly transformed into his beast form. He was a 9-tailed fox with red fur and fiery purple eyes, so cute that Luo Qinghuan's heart melted. Especially when his 9 tails swayed gently, Luo Qinghuan wanted to grab them and stroke them like a cat. She couldn't resist fluffy beast forms. Angels were Rong Ye and Xiao Yi, and Ouyang-ju was the only exception. But he was also beautiful enough to catch Luo Qinghuan's eye. "Lord Luo Luo, you like my beast form?" Ye Qingchen was very clever. He saw that the little female's eyes lit up when she saw his beast form shining like stars. His heart pounded uncontrollably. Thankfully, he was in his beast form, so it wasn't so obvious. I like it. Of course I like it. This is the first time I've seen a red nine-tailed fox. Luo Qinghuan's hand gently stroked Ye Qingchen's head, and her eyes became exceptionally gentle. Yi Qingchen, like a statue, rubbed his head against the little female, afraid that her guardians would interrupt them. I'm honored. Please, Lord Luo, give me spiritual comfort. Can I have the payment sent here in half an hour? Feeling the changes in his body, Yi Qingchen was afraid he would lose control and hurt the little female. It was the first time he had seen such an interesting little female. She seemed to have many secrets, and he wanted to know them, but also knew that there were many obstacles to overcome if he wanted to get closer to her. Of course. Let's start now. Luo Qinghuan wanted to say, "You're handsome, so whatever you say goes." But when she thought of the three guardians staring at them, she changed her words. Ye Qingchen was stunned. Is she really this direct? The next second, Ye Qingchen felt a powerful force enter his body. It was like a warm sun, making the uncomfortable parts of his body feel warm and comfortable. The feeling was so wonderful, as if his body was about to freeze. But the little female's power was like the sun, melting the ice and revitalizing his body. Time passed by, and Ye Qingchen stared at the little female in front of him. Her expression was normal. It was exactly as she had said. They hadn't had any physical contact. At that moment, Ye Qingchen felt a sense of disappointment. He knew that the little female liked his beast form, but besides stroking his head, she hadn't made any other inappropriate moves. Half an hour later, Luo Qinghuan stopped. While she was purifying the gray-black mist in his body, she also used her healing spell to fix the problematic areas. However, she didn't open the special acupuncture points for him, like she did for Ouyang Jue, Rong Ye, and Xiao Yi to help them level up. Rong Yi hadn't leveled up yet, but that didn't mean his strength hadn't reached that level. He just needed a catalyst. Mr. Yi, the spiritual comfort is finished. How do you feel? Luo Qinghuan saw Yi Qingchen's dazed look and wanted to stroke his tails. But when she thought that he might get upset, she held back. Yi Qingchen, who was supposed to be stunned, awkwardly transformed into his human form and knelt reverently on the ground. Lord Luo, I feel great. My body has never been more comfortable. Thank you, Lord Luo. Your payment will arrive immediately. I've also prepared some extra golden core spiritual stones for you. I hope you like them. Ye Qingchen's purple eyes glowed with a fiery light, and his gaze toward Luo Qinghuan was exceptionally gentle. This caused Ouyang Jue to break free from Rong Ye and Xiao Yi's restraints and stride toward Luo Qinghuan. Luo, it's almost time for us to go to the office building today, as you promised. The domineering Ouyang Zhu reminded Luo Qinghuan while giving Ye Qingchen a sharp look, hoping that the man would have the self-awareness to leave quickly. Huan, when did you promise the great general? Rong Ye pouted in frustration. He had wanted to take her to meet his parents, but Ouyang Zhu had beaten him to it. This morning, a Jew asked me if I wanted to go to his office building to have a look, and I had nothing to do, so I agreed. Luo Qinghuan felt guilty and didn't dare to look into Rong Ye's eyes, worried that he would be angry. Yi Qingchen stared at the little female in shock, his heart racing. The little female cared about the feelings of the males around her and even explained herself. This was a gift from a deity. He wanted to stay by the little female's side and was willing to offer her everything he had. Sensing Ye Qingchen's passionate gaze, Rong Ye quickly stepped forward to block his view. Mr. Ye, Huan has already given you spiritual comfort. Is there anything else? Then Rong Ye looked at Luo Qinghuan, his eyes full of tenderness. I'm not mad at you. It's my fault. My parents want to meet you. Do you want to see them? If not, I'll tell them. Don't feel pressured. With me here, no one will make things difficult for you. Luo Qinghuan blinked. She suddenly understood what it meant to have a double standard and what favoritism felt like. Rong Ye was giving her this feeling right now. He was cold to Ye Qingchen, but tender to her. He clearly wanted her to meet his parents, but didn't want to make things difficult for her and force her to do something she didn't want to. I'm free tomorrow. How about we go tomorrow? Aju and Ai, do you have any other plans for tomorrow? If not, how about we all go together? Luo Qinghuan reached out and held Rong Ye's hand, finding that his palm was full of sweat. Is the crown prince nervous? She wondered. Luo, I'm on vacation tomorrow, Ouyang Jue said without batting an eye. He wasn't going to miss this chance. How could he be busy when the little female had invited him to a royal banquet? Xiao Yi, not to be outdone, said, "I'm also off tomorrow." Really, Ye Qingchen, his purple eyes filled with envy, was completely flustered. He couldn't imagine that the SSS class female could get along so harmoniously with the people around her. At that moment, Ye Qingchen strengthened his resolve to stay by the little female's side. He didn't believe that he, who could control the entire economic lifeline of the Zili Empire, couldn't stay by the little female's side. "Lord Luo Luo, your payment has arrived. I've watched your live broadcasts and think that the pan-fried buns you and the males around you eat look very appetizing. I wonder if you would be interested in cooperating with Ye's group." Yi Qingchen, being a person who knew how to seize an opportunity, brought up the cooperation again, using the excuse of delivering the payment. "Aye, then you can tell the Emperor and Empress that we'll all go together tomorrow night," Luo Qinghuan said to Rong Ye, setting the time. "Mr. Ye, those are just very ordinary foods. Can your Ye's group really be interested?" Luo Qinghuan was very surprised. While talking to the males around her, she didn't neglect Ye Qingchen, not letting him sing a solo. Ye Qingchen paused for a moment, then bowed gracefully. "Lord Luo Luo, to the people, food is everything. You don't know how popular such a delicacy is? I will send the market research and contract to you tomorrow. Does that work?" He was indeed the richest man in the empire. His efficiency impressed Rong Ye, Ouyang Jue, and Xiao Yi. "As the first key to our Ye's group, our cooperation with you, Lord Luo Luo, will naturally use all of our resources." Luo Qinghuan was shocked. Yi Qingchen didn't mention the profit ratio. He wanted the little female to cooperate with him, and that was the key point. "Aye, a Jew. What do you think about cooperating with Ye's group?" Luo Qinghuan didn't want to cause her males to feel bad for the sake of a small profit. She sincerely looked at them, asking for their opinions. "You're in charge of everything at home. You're the head of the family. Then I look forward to a pleasant cooperation with Ye's group." Luo Qinghuan smiled faintly, looking at her three males who were intentionally blocking Ye Qingchen from seeing her. "I will send the contract to market research tomorrow morning. If there are no issues, I look forward to cooperating with you. Please accept this payment." I've had them send all three payments. The surprised Luo Qinghuan got up, pulling Ouyang Ju and Rong Yi's hands. Xiao Yi followed closely behind. When they walked out of the room, they saw that the parked aircraft was filled with all sorts of high-quality golden core spiritual stones and jade with very strong spiritual energy. There was everything imaginable. "Mr. Yi, did you move the entire store here?" She had no idea that the spiritual energy she had absorbed last time came from this very person's jade store. He was the first one to discover that jade would make his spiritual power stronger. "I hope Lord Luo likes it." Ye Qingchen's expression was sincere, his purple eyes shimmering, attracting Luo Qinghuan's gaze. Her eyes were fixed on his purple eyes as if they were rooted there. "Thank you very much. I'll humbly accept this. If Mr. Yi needs spiritual comfort, you can always jump the line." Ouyang Jue, Rong Ye, and Xiao Yi were going crazy with jealousy. They had to admit that Ye Qingchen's resources were simply too good. They couldn't compare. "Thank you, Lord Luo Luo. If there's anything you need me to do, please feel free to ask." Ye Qingchen's expression was radiant, and his tense nerves relaxed. He felt much more at ease. "Mr. Yi, I do need your help with something. I have some pink pearls. I wonder if you can help me make a set of jewelry, a necklace, and earrings? I'll draw the design for you right now." Luo Qinghuan suddenly remembered the pink pearls that were formed from Ouyang Ju's tears. Her eyes sparkled as she asked Yi Qingchen, "Of course I can, but Lord Luo Luo, you also design jewelry?" Ye Qingchen seemed to have discovered a new business opportunity. His purple eyes were filled with anticipation and surprise. "A little. Hey, can you get my star computer?" Xiao Yi smiled and quickly went into the room like a gust of wind. He reappeared in front of Luo Qinghuan at lightning speed, holding the star computer and handing it to the little female. The four males tacitly stopped what they were doing. They just watched as the little female's hands quickly wrote and drew on the star computer. In just 15 minutes, a set of pink pearl designs was ready. Ye Qingchen looked at the unique design and creativity, completely stunned. "My goodness, Lord Luo Luo. The jewelry you designed is amazing. Can you sell your designs to Yi's group? The price is negotiable." The excited Ye Qingchen's eyes lit up. It was the first time he had seen a female with such talent. "I won't sell this one. I can draw more for you to sell later." Luo Qinghuan rejected him without a second thought. This was a design she had specifically drawn for the pink pearls formed from Ouyangjue's tears. Okay, I look forward to good news from you, Lord Luo. This space planet is a small token of my appreciation. Please accept it. You just need to enter your fingerprint and retinal scan. After that, you can open the space planet with either. Ye Qingchen took out a small, purple, spherical object. It could easily store a lot of materials. In the Zili Empire, there were no more than 3 people who owned such a space planet. Not even the Crown Prince or Ouyangju had one. Luo Qinghuan didn't know what a space planet was, but seeing their shocked looks, she knew it was very valuable. She hesitated about whether to accept it. I can't accept something for nothing. Luo, Mr. Ye is so thoughtful. If you don't accept it, he'll be sad. Ouyangju smiled and reached out to grab it. No reason to say no to such a good thing, he thought. It's great that Mr. Yi is so generous with his money. Mr. Ye, do you have any other good things? Just take them all out. We'll vet them for Huan. He knew what Ye Qingchen wanted. They would reluctantly let him join them because of his superior resources. That's right. We're all males. Be straightforward. Xiao Yi, who loved to stir up trouble, immediately made his stance clear. Ye Qingchen, are you a male or not? Say something. Not everyone is qualified to be Luo's protector. Ouyangju is a great general who has fought in many battles. He'll go straight for what he wants. Lord Luo, what's your opinion? Ye Qingchen felt that happiness had come too suddenly. He was a little dizzy, like he was in a beautiful dream. He had not only met a female with SSS-class spiritual power, but had also received her spiritual comfort. He was even recognized by her guardians and invited to be her protector. So Ye Qingchen slapped himself hard. The pain reminded him that it was all real. Luo Qinghuan quickly got up, and her hand instinctively moved to Ye Qingchen's handsome face. Her healing spell was cast instantly, healing his face before it could even swell. Don't you think they have ulterior motives and will take all your good things? Luo Qinghuan was amused. She realized that she had adapted to this environment quickly. In just one day and night, she had become a bad woman who couldn't resist beast forms and beastmen. As long as it's for you, I'm willing. Even I am yours, let alone these material things. Ye Qingchen seized the opportunity to make his intentions clear. His eyes were full of tenderness as he looked at Luo Qinghuan. Ye Qingchen, think carefully before you say that. I'll accept this space planet. Luo Qinghuan followed Ye Qingchen's instructions and authenticated the space planet. I'm willing to be Lord Luo's protector. Ye Qingchen transformed into his beast form. His 9 tails swayed in the wind, and his red fur was dazzling in the sunlight. His purple eyes were even more brilliant than in his human form. Wow, your 9 tails are so beautiful. Let me pet you. Luo Qinghuan smiled brightly, her hands constantly stroking one tail and then another. Ye Qingchen felt a tingling sensation on the tails the little female touched, and his heart trembled. The little female is really great. When she sees a handsome male, she can't get enough of him. Luo Qinghuan, sensing the strange atmosphere, looked at the hand she was using to grab Ye Qingchen's tails, and her face turned red. Ajo, are you gonna work? It's almost time. You should all go do what you need to do. Can we go shopping in the Imperial Capital after you get off work? Yes. Let's meet at the Imperial Capital's Holy Moon Plaza after work. Ouyangju made the final decision. He was the happiest person today. The little female would accompany him to work. Then he and the others would let Luo Qinghuan open the space planet. They would tacitly put all the golden core spiritual stones, jade, and many delicious foods into the space planet, so that the little female could easily access them when she needed to. Even the still warm pan-fried buns they had made that morning were put into the space planet. If the little female got hungry later, she could just take them out and eat them. Ye Qingchen transformed into his human form and said his goodbyes. Luo, these are for you. In the future, more assets will be transferred to your name. In the Zili Empire, a single female's protector was her future partner, so Ye Qingchen planned to transfer all his assets to Luo Qinghuan's name. As his wife, she should have the best resources and the most excellent him in the Zili Empire. Okay, Luo Qinghuan said, knowing that it was useless to refuse. She accepted it. Soon, they parted ways. Rongya returned to the palace to tell the emperor and empress that the little female would be coming for a banquet tomorrow night. Xiao Yi returned to the military academy to continue his rigorous training. Ye Qingchen, on the other hand, took Luo Qinghuan's design and personally supervised the creation of the jewelry. He wanted the little female to be able to wear her own design jewelry at the banquet tomorrow night. Even though he knew that the pink pearls were precious merman tears, he wouldn't hide his intentions and make the little female unhappy. When Ouyang Jue took Luo Qinghuan into the military building, the entire building was in an uproar. A female had never been to the office building before. How could a female, who was a male's wife, condescend to come here? Ouyang Jue led Luo Qinghuan into his office, where a pure masculine aura filled the air. Just by looking at the layout of the office, one could tell that Ouyang Jue was a decisive and resolute person. Luo, I'll be busy for a while. If you're bored, you can walk around on this floor. Ouyang Jue regretted bringing the little female. He would be too busy to take care of her, and she would be bored. No, that's okay, Aju. You go ahead and be busy. If I get bored, I'll find something to do myself. Luo Qinghuan motioned for Ouyang Jue to get to work. She opened her star computer and started reading gossip. Just as Luo Qinghuan was about to ask Ouyang Jue a question, she saw that he was busy. Seeing how handsome he looked in his office, Luo Qinghuan couldn't help but take a picture of him working from behind with her star computer. A knock on the door suddenly sounded, startling Luo Qinghuan. She walked over and opened the office door, where she saw a handsome beastman standing at the entrance. He was stunned when he saw her. Quote, "Hello, I'm Luo Qinghuan." "Hello, I'd like to ask for the great general's opinion on something. Is he available?" The nervous Lei Ang could barely speak clearly. Oh my god, the little female's voice is so gentle. "Aju!" Luo Qinghuan called out to Ouyang Jue. Ouyang Jue got up and walked toward the little female, his eyes overflowing with love. Luo, are you hungry? I didn't realize it's almost lunchtime. Tell me what you want to eat. If there's nothing, we can go home and cook." Ouyang Jue looked at Luo Qinghuan accommodatingly, completely ignoring Lei Yang at the door. "I remember you have some pan-fried buns and a few side dishes. How about we just have that for lunch?" Luo Qinghuan opened the space planet without hiding it from Lei Yang. Lei Yang looked at the great general with envy, his eyes fixed on the pan-fried buns. He could smell the aroma from a distance. "I want to eat them so badly," he thought. "How can I ask without being rude?" Okay, also the barbecue skewers that His Highness the Crown Prince made for you are also inside. How about I take you to a nice restaurant called Lanyu Pavilion for dinner tonight? Ouyang Jue then looked at Lei Ang at the door, his meaning all too clear. "Why aren't you leaving? Great General, these files need your signature." Lei Ang smartly took out the files he had prepared earlier and handed them to the great general. "Leave them there." Ouyang Jue's icy blue eyes were filled with a lack of patience as he looked at his desk, his voice cold. Luo Qinghuan sensed that the atmosphere was off. She couldn't help but reach out and smooth his furrowed brow. Her warm breath landed on Ouyang Jue's cheek. "Okay, great general." Lei Ang completely forgot about his colleagues' requests. He wouldn't even dare to film the daily life of the great general and the SSS class female. He felt like he would die if he stayed for one more second. Luo Qinghuan, however, took out a box of pan-fried buns and handed them to Lei Ang. "Lei Ang, thank you for taking care of my Aju. This is just a small token of my appreciation. Try them. If they're good, tell a Jew, and we'll make more for you all to try." Lei Ang didn't remember a single word the little female said. He mechanically took the lunchbox filled with fragrant pan-fried buns, so happy that he almost transformed into his beast form on the spot. Luo! Ouyang Jue wanted to snatch the pan-fried buns back. The little female was too generous. They weren't worthy of eating such exquisite food. Luo Qinghuan glared at Ouyang Jue. "It's fine. You go ahead and be busy. He'll come back in 5 minutes to get them after you've signed them. Lei Yang, you can wait there. I'll sign them right now." Ouyang Jue didn't want to see Lei Yang's face again today. This scoundrel had broken up his private time with the little female. "Okay, thank you, Lord Luo. Thank you, great general." Lei Yang was stunned, his large eyes filled with a lack of confidence. The great general's temper has gotten better, he thought. Soon, Lei Yang walked out of the great general's office with the signed files and the fragrant pan-fried buns. That day, Ouyang Jue worked at the fastest speed he ever had. In the afternoon, people kept finding all sorts of excuses to come to the great general's office. In reality, they wanted to see the little female. The situation only ended after Ouyang Jue got angry and sent all of them to the training ground for an hour of devilish training. Finally, Ouyang Jue's workday was over. He was about to contact Rong Yi and Xiao Yi when he saw that the little female's communicator was flashing with a colorful light. Luo, Luo, that must be Rong Ye. Tell them to wait for us at the entrance of Lanyue Pavilion. Underestimating Rong Ye and Xiao Yi, Ouyangju said to the little female, "Okay, I'll tell them." Luo Qinghuan answered the video call from Rong Ye and saw Rong Ye and Xiao Yi on the screen. The place where they were standing looked a little familiar. Ayi, are you off work? Huan, we're right at the entrance of the military building. You'll see us as soon as you come out. Ouyangju, why haven't you brought her out?